Hi, welcome to the boardshop.co.uk surfboard review. New brand, new shape, new design, much excitement here in Boardshop Towers. The Form Surfboard's Flow Stik. There's a lot of mid-lengths around, increasingly popular as people see the light and realise that this one kind of board can replace or take the options of a longboard and a groveler kind of thing. Early wave entry, lots of paddle power, still duck diveable, up your wave count and still have some performance. I might as well end there. That's it, isn't it? It's the only board you need. Some details then. And the Flow Stik from Form. Nice bit of volume through the middle of the board. Nice nose rocker. Not too much that the board won't paddle, but enough to get it turning. A little bit of lift in the tail, but still plenty of foam under your back foot for stability and carrying that speed through poorer sections of the wave. On the bottom, flat into double concave out through the fins to give you that lift and drive and speed. We've been surfing wombat eggs, greedy beavers, that kind of thing, and really enjoying that mid-length aspect and all the kind of benefits it brings. And these new Form surfboards designed by Alan Stokes, the Peter Pan of surfing, is a real good option for someone looking to maximise their fun surfing. And we have a special guest here actually. Here he is.
I started to feel well awkward, guy. Yeah. All you'll see on the footage is his hands caressing the rails of the board.
So Alan's going to tell you a little bit about thoughts behind this board and how come it got designed and is in the format that it is. Go.
Yeah, so this is the Flow Stik. This board came about because for me, every time I pick it up, it's a really weird kind of board for me to even have under my arm. Thanks. Yeah, it still feels quite strange to have this kind of board under my arm. It doesn't look very performance-y. Obviously, it looks kind of fairly mini-mally. But hidden in here is actually a really unique board. I actually ride this as a keel setup with some channels. This is our intermediate option. 5-fin or 4-fin or a thruster.
Fully customisable, custom orders, no problem, any fin setup you want.
And basically this board came about because I was trying to surf like British beach breaks or European beach breaks at some size, 6 foot plus, and I just found that my normal step up, so say a thruster, my thruster's 5'10", then I'd ride a 5'11" or a 6 foot pintail step up, would be kind of generating a lot of speed off the bottom, but halfway up the face it would just kind of slow down because the waves are quite full. There's lots of power in them, but they didn't have that kind of hollow shape to them. And I'd been riding a lot of twin fins, so I wanted the same speed as a twin fin, and I wanted that arcing carve. And so I just basically blew one of my twin fins up and tried to make a bit of a kind of gun out of it. And so that's how the shape came about. But it also lends itself really well to small waves. If you're an intermediate surfer, it's a perfect kind of go-to board for summer surf or smaller waves. So yeah, this is kind of my step-up gun or fun summer wave board.
So that's the key to this shape, that getting the size right, and you can ride it as a small wave grovery type thing, or scale it up as a kind of a step up, and it'll deal with big surf, but that is quite slow and quite rolling and not like a super punchy beach break or what have you. And standard wise, anyone coming off a foamy can go for a big version, and it'll have the paddle power and wave catching ability and stability that you need.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we found. Like, I mean, I didn't design it for, say, someone who's learned to surf and now wants to get off their swell board. I didn't design it for an intermediate surfer. I designed it. I mean, all the boards here I was designing for my own fun. You know, it's something that I was. And then I was looking for, and then once we made it, we were like, oh, hang on, this would work really well.
Yeah. Then we introduced a reality check.
Yeah.
And went, not everyone's quite as good as Alan.
Yeah.
Nearly, but not quite.
So there's an option. So if you wanted to ride it as like a step-up kind of Widowmaker gun, you could go with a keel and a channel. But yeah, if you're intermediate or slightly lower, you can see that you've had a few beginner lessons and you're looking to replace your foam board with your first surfboard. This is going to get you catching loads of waves, but it's got performance in it. This thing will turn really nicely. So, yeah.
Volume-wise, the 6.6 comes in at 42 litres. It goes all the way up to 7 foot plus. So there is a size and a volume for everybody. And the thing we really like about it is that it's not over volumed. You're not suddenly getting into firewire territory of having 50 plus litres in a 6.6, which, although makes it good for paddling, makes it almost impossible to turn. So yeah, so construction wise it comes in PU as standard, and it also comes in full epoxy, epoxy blank, epoxy glassing, which gives you that extra, not durability, but it gives it that new board pop, and it keeps the performance in the board for much longer, as well as being a bit lighter, which makes it easier to turn, etc,
It
etc.
lets you catch waves a lot easier.
Yeah.
It picks up, so when a wave hits epoxy, the board kind of then accentuates that energy really quickly. So if you're paddling for a wave, you catch it easier, basically.
Excellent. We're standing this close because we've only got one mic.
I wondered why you were.
So there we are. As always, all the good options at Boardshop. Buy it on interest-free credit, trade in an old board, get it custom made. The form boards are made by Luke Hart down in Newquay. You know, Luke's got great track record with 4 surfboards and stuff. And now with the added inspiration of Adam and me, the product's just going to go from strength to strength.
Shall I
So
give you a little
there
tip
it is.
as well? I would say if you're beginner to intermediate and you're surfing, say, fairly small, weak surf, ride this as a quad. It's going to give you loads of down the line speed. It still turns really well on rail. And then as you progress, you can swap it and have it as a thruster, and then you can really start to pivot on the board and get it a little bit more vertical, a bit more critical. So yeah, I'd ride this as a quad. It's going to go really quick.
I'd ride it as a thruster. But anyway, thanks for watching. More Form surfboard reviews to come.